There's something strange that happens when you use a phone for a week and it doesn't annoy you, but it also doesn't excite you. That has been my experience with the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. If you look at the specs of the phone and the price, then you start asking if it's worth buying. But using it daily is a different story. You see, with Redmi phones, there is usually an expectation of paying less and getting more. Redmi phones force the competition to react, but lately, that has been changing. So in this video, I want to talk about what it's like using the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G, not just what's on the spec sheet, not what Xiaomi wants you to notice, the durability that they've been marketing, but what actually shows up in your day-to-day life. First off, let's talk about what you get in the box. Xiaomi gets an A+ here. You get the case, a 100-watt charging brick, USB cable for charging, and even a pre-applied screen protector. For the price, you have to pay $430 for the base model with 8 GB RAM and 256 GB storage space, which translates into 628,000, and it costs around 500 USD or 700K for the model with 12 GB RAM and 512 GB of storage. The storage type is UFS 2.2 and the RAM type is LPDDR4X. At this price point, I would expect UFS 3.1 because the competition like the Samsung Galaxy A56 and even the Pixel 9a are giving you that storage type. Let me know in the comments which phone you want me to compare with the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, the Galaxy A56 or the Pixel 9a. Also, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of exciting reviews and comparisons coming up this year. One of the positives has to be the design for me. It's not like an entirely refreshed design, but Xiaomi trimmed the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. It's lightweight, comfortable to hold, the edges are slightly curved, and you see this mocha brown colorway. It is the best colorway for me. It has this vegan leather finish that just feels good in the hand. It also doesn't scratch or get dents. There are two other colorways, black and glacier blue, and they come with reinforced plastic backs. The phone is kind of thin and it has an IP68, IP69 and IP69K water resistance rating. You are good around water with this phone. You can also use the display even when there is water on the screen. The volume and unlock keys are tactile, and we have the SIM card slot at the bottom. The phone supports dual SIM cards, and you can use an eSIM on the phone too. You also need to note that it's either two nano SIMs at the same time or a nano SIM and an eSIM. The cameras are housed in this square hole, and we have just two cameras alongside a flashlight at the back. We have two speakers for audio on the phone, and it sounds quite okay if it's around 100% volume. The phone has Dolby Atmos support, and you can tweak the audio in the sound settings. If you max it all the way to 400% volume, because it can get there, you won't get that bass, but it's just going to be loud and you might not like it. At 400% volume, I find it more enjoyable watching content, watching videos and content on the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. We have an under-display fingerprint scanner on the phone, and once you place your finger, it opens up without applying too much pressure. Some people might find the placement a bit uncomfortable because you have to reach the bottom of the screen. We have a large 6.83-inch AMOLED display. It's protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which is impressive considering the price. I have the pre-applied screen protector on, so I didn't really test how durable the glass on the front is, but it will survive drops from certain heights, and it further tells us why Xiaomi is marketing the durability of this phone more than anything else. The display is slightly curved, but it's not aggressively curved like what we have on the regular Note 15, the baseline Note 15. The bezels are slim around the display, and it has a 120 Hz refresh rate. Peak brightness here is 3200 nits, and it shows when you are out and the weather condition is bright. Colors appear good, and the display is sharp and contrasty. It is responsive to touch, and it supports HDR10+, meaning apps that support streaming at that quality will make videos appear even better. In terms of display, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus gives you more value for money specs-wise versus the competition. It's big, bright, and also responsive to touch. The phone is running on Android 15 based on HyperOS 2. I wish we had Android 16 based on HyperOS 3, but I know that the update for Android 16 is close. Xiaomi also promised 4 years of software updates on this phone, which is impressive. Correct me if I'm wrong, this might be the first Redmi phone that supports up to 4 years of software updates. I feel the version of the OS on this phone seemed a bit more optimized rather than what I was experiencing on the Redmi Note 15. And you also get a few AI features that are entirely missing on the base model. As usual, you get some bloatware on this phone right from the get-go, and the annoying apps are also present. But you can remove the apps and also stop the ads if you know your way around the interface of this phone. My favorite features like floating up, split screen, and even multiple users are all available on the phone. All the customizations you know from Redmi phones are also available on this phone. You can tweak it as much as you want, and make it look however you want. The Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is powered by the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3, which is a successor to the 7S Gen 3 that was on last year's device. It's not a big leap in terms of performance, and I would say that performance is decent on this phone. Multitasking is smooth, and I was impressed by how well it handled apps running in the background. Gaming here is good. Call of Duty, Real Racing 3, and other demanding games run just fine. Also, I was surprised with the thermals of this phone. There wasn't any overheating even when I played games for a long period of time. I don't know if it is because my unit has leather finish or the phone is just good at, handling heat. Let's talk about the cameras. We have a primary 200 megapixel lens at the back of the Note 15 Pro Plus alongside an 8 megapixel ultra-wide lens. The selfie camera has been upgraded to 32 megapixel and pictures using the main camera appear sharp and detailed. Dynamic range is great, colors appear a bit boosted, but the images look good overall and you can share them with people and they will be happy and appreciate how the pictures look. Low light is where, the phone tends to be underwhelming and you need to manage your expectations. The phone also depends on processing to make the images look better and it might be a hit or miss. Night photos are quite okay, not amazing. Your ultra-wide lens is there for convenience and it does the job when you need it. And also, I love how fast the shutter is when snapping pictures. It's fast. For selfie, I would say the images are okay, colors look good, and I love how it manages my skin tone. It can shoot 4K 30 FPS with the main camera, and the selfie camera maxes out at 1080p 60 FPS, which is underwhelming for this price category. Other phones around it are shooting 4K with the both cameras. The footage looks clean for everyday use, but if you're a content creator who deeply cares about video quality, this phone will not excite you. It's just dependable. We have a 6500 mAh battery on the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, and I guess 1.5 days from the phone. This phone has reduced my battery anxiety. I know I'll be fine without carrying a power bank. I'm going to say that I'm a heavy user, even though I don't play games a lot. When you need to charge the phone, there's a 100-watt charger inside the box, and it takes the phone from 0 to 100 in less than 50 minutes. You also get 22.5 watts reverse wireless charging, which means you can charge other phones and maybe other accessories with this phone. So, after spending time with the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G, this is my conclusion. It's not a bad phone. In fact, it can compete. The display is good, battery life is even better than the competition, and nothing about this phone feels broken or finished. There is rarely anything to complain about. It's just that it doesn't give you the feeling of getting more than you paid for. This feels like a phone playing it safe, because when you look at the price and what the competition is offering, you realize that Redmi is no longer forcing anyone on their toes. If you want a dependable phone with good battery, fast charging, great screen, and decent camera, and I'll say kind of premium design, then the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus makes a lot of sense. If you're buying this phone to get more value for money, then you might look closely and see what the competition is offering. Let me know in the comment, will you pick this over the Galaxy A56 or maybe the Pixel 9a? Or maybe if you have any other questions, something I didn't talk about in this video and you want to know about the phone, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you here again soon.